listen to YouTube videos that are motivational. And today I've been listening, and I don't know why, but I've been thinking about spirits of fear of late, like fear, my relationship with fear, you know, my clients' relationships with fear, and how fear, your relationship with fear will shape the quality of your life. You know, generally people don't want to comment on my posts for reasons of shame and stigma about talking to people like me, which is so incredibly annoying, because I guess there's a mental health stigma. And as I always say to people, I do not see myself as working in the mental health industry. As far as I'm concerned, I'm always about you becoming your greatest self, and what are the obstacles that block you from becoming who you are meant to be, the person in your mind's eye. And I've never met somebody who hasn't had a vision of themselves that was productive, that was positive. Now, they always fretted about how they would get there. However, that image in their mind's eye was always something that was helpful and good and great. So for me, depression, anxiety are signs. They are signs that you are out of sync, that something in your lifestyle needs to change. I don't come from a deficit model of humanity. I come from a positive viewpoint of humanity, and that's a very distinct difference. And that's one of the reasons why my master's was not funded. I self-funded my master's. Anyway, your relationship with fear will have a very important bearing upon the quality of your life. And so people think, Key, you're so confident. Oh my God, you put it out there. I said to a dude the other day, I'm actually shy if you get to know me, which he found perplexing, which is fine. There is a shyness to me, most definitely. The difference between me is I have a very clear relationship with fear. I know what fear does to the quality of your life. So when I feel my fears come up, I challenge them. I push through. I get a coach. I talk to my supervisor. I talk to my inner circle. And so fear does not have a hold over my life. But for the people who either inbox me, and I am grateful for your inboxes, I'm grateful that something I said or something I did inspired you to reach out and say thank you to me. I need that. That for me is fuel that I must keep on. But the difference with myself is my relationship with fear. Because when I feel the fear come up, I know the obstacle is the way. And so because I challenge that fear, that then inspires my confidence. But my confidence is in facing fears. And so what I find is people often don't function from that place. Fear, false evidence appearing real. So the fear that they have, it's a fear, an imagined fear. It's our bodies trying to keep us safe. Fear can come from a very good place. Stay in this little inner circle where it's safe and predictable. So fear is a good thing. It's about keeping us safe. However, what happens in time is our world gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And we know that that is not good for us. So my encouragement to you is face your fears. The fears don't go away. I tell you, for every time I've leveled up in my business, there has always been fear. But it's my relationship with faith that has been of paramount importance. That's the difference. That I know when my fears come up, that I must challenge them because the obstacle is always the way. And that the antidote in my life to fear is faith. Plus, I know I have good intentions. And so with that, I step boldly. And every time I do, even though I have my fears, I grow. I get signs. Something great happens. Something beyond my expectation happens. And that then bolsters me again. And compounded by that is I get feedback from people. Like, Key, you made me do X. You inspired me to do Z. And that then creates this reciprocal process that elevates me and that inspires others. Jeez, I am so blessed to be alive. I'm so blessed to be doing what I do. I'm so blessed to have purpose. And so that's my encouragement to you. For the people that inbox me who are filled with fear about even talking about what unsettles them or hurts them, the fear does not go away. It will never go. I still have fears. But there's nothing pressing me at the moment. There's no fear that I'm like, oh. I just keep pushing through. I keep pushing through. So for example, if you fear, you know, I sometimes I really struggle, and maybe it's because I've been in the field so long, with people not going to therapy. I really, like, I have to get still about that one, because I think, like, the benefits are so profound. So I have to hold down my reactions about that. And maybe that's why I'm doing this video, you know, because I'm an absorber. People tell me, so I don't know, like I said this morning, that this thing about fear came over me. And so that's the difference with me. It's my relationship with fear. And if your relationship with fear is one that fear gets you stuck, going round in a circle, where you know in your soul it ain't working for you, as I said to somebody this week, the very fact that you're reaching out to Key and telling Key, your higher self is already working for you. Because something, despite your fears, inspired you to reach out to a psychotherapist who's had therapy for years and who offers therapy. There is a reason why you are reaching out to me. There is a purpose in terms of why you are reaching out to me. Your higher self is defying your lower based fear self. Let's call it that. I believe I have a higher self and a fear-based self. Fear-based self I often associate with my ego. Ego, edge God out. So I stay here. And I endeavor to come from my higher self. My higher self is full of wisdom. It's full of knowing without knowing. It's full of faith. And so when you function from fear, you haven't even experienced whatever it is that you fear. You know, experience teaches wisdom. But if you've never had the experience, you're basing your judgment on hypothetical situations. And I tell anybody who works with me, any client, I can't work with hypothesis. You need to give me a scenario, a real scenario. I can't work with hypotheses. I work with what is your experience. Experience teaches wisdom. So this is my streams of consciousness this morning. Fear needs to be experienced. Experience your fear. If your fear is to do X, you gotta do it. Try it. See what happens. Then you will know if your fear is true. That's my encouragement to you. For the people that inbox me, you're fearful of therapy, your higher self is already functioning if you're texting Key. Because Key is only going to inspire you to face what you fear. And that is today's morning motivation. Since when did I do morning motivation? I don't know. Maybe it's a new thing. I gotta stop creating. My coach tells me, Key, you create too much. So we give thanks. Take care of you. Because if you don't, who will?